All right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. So today the plan is to think about collaboration. Miss Carol and I want American Studies to feel very collaborative, even when we're in this e-setting. So you're going to notice that we'll have you working with small groups of people a lot in this class. And so we want to think about what that means. What does collaboration mean? And that's what today's lesson is going to lead you through. Okay. So the first step is to answer this question. We want you, maybe you noticed this on the syllabus, we want you to have a notebook, okay, for this class. Sometimes we will be writing on paper rather than always, typing, okay? So in your notebook, we want you to journal about these questions. Create your own working definition of collaboration. Try to do that even without looking it up first in the dictionary. What individual traits are necessary for successful collaboration, and what hurdles do you face when you collaborate virtually? Okay, so I would spend about 3 minutes on this journal. So you can pause the screencast and go ahead and do that right now. Okay, the next step is to hop onto Flipgrid. Okay, the link is on this slide, but it's also in Classroom. Okay, you're going to post a response to the following question. What's the difference between group work and teamwork? If you want to create a chart like this in your notebook first and think about the difference, we'd love you to do that. So team, think about a sports team you've been on or kind of the connotation of team, right? What do you think of? And how is that maybe different from group work? And then what do they both have in common? So you're just going to post, there's just a minute and 30 seconds to talk about this. Okay, so it's a quick post. Then once you start seeing people post, feel free to view some of their ideas as well and see what we're thinking. We would love to move more towards the idea of teamwork in this class. So let's see what we can come up with as far as a definition. All right, so I would pause the screencast again. I would hop onto Flipgrid and I would answer that question right now. Okay, so next, another writing in your notebook. How do we build a class community during eSchool? Notice there's a 5-minute timer on this one, so you can run that as you answer these questions. You don't have to answer all of them, but certainly several. And so I'm not going to read through all of these, but you can see that there's lots of different questions about what works and what doesn't work in a class and in a class you feel comfortable versus a class you don't, and then especially in an e-school, right? What is it that makes you feel comfortable versus uncomfortable? So again, I would pause the screencast here, write a little more about these ideas. Okay, the final step for today's lesson is for you now to create a class community poster. If you were coming up with our norms for the class, what would they be? And this is your chance to do that. So you'll notice that in Classroom, we've shared a Google Drawing with you. You're going to use it to add both visuals and text to define the expectations that you have for a class community. Okay, I want you to think about what you said about teamwork versus group work. I want you to think about how you were defining collaboration. I want you to think about your journal about class communities and e-school communities you felt comfortable in and enjoyed versus ones you haven't, and use all of that to inform this Google Drawing. And the 15-minute timer is just a suggestion. Feel free to use more time if you need it. So I just want to show you the poster real quick, the Google Drawing. I want you to keep in mind that on Google Drawing, you can use these margins as well. Sometimes students think everything has to fit on here, but that's only true if you're printing. Only this will print. But for our poster, you can actually do the sides as well if you'd like. You would just go to Insert, you can look for images, you can search the web here. And then obviously you can put in text box with words that you want to include. You can put in shapes, etc. So feel free to play around with this. Remember that you can change color on text and make it as visually appealing as possible. All right, looking forward to seeing these tomorrow. Good luck.